Let's Paint TV in the house right now. Another exciting edition. What will happen on today's episode of Let's Paint TV? We don't know. And we like it just like that. We like it to be just like that. I know. Who am I kidding? Do I really want to not know what I'm doing all the time? Maybe not. But somehow we are in that particular funkadelic of possibilities that will engages. If we find a way to engage with it, even though it may seem fruitless. Even though I am a big Fruit Loop. But at least I have a cornucopia of possibilities at my disposal. And thanks again for being here, Let's Paint TV. I'm going to get some coffee and some water, and we'll get right started to this another exciting edition of Let's Paint TV. Or we'll just hang out. All right, just a second. We'll be right back. More coffee and water. All right, we're back. Let's Paint TV in the house. Thanks again for being here. We are happy to have you again, once again, in the Let's Paint TV quadrant of possibilities. Uh, 818-528-4516 if you want to call the program. Oh, we don't have the number here. Let's take in your calls. You got questions. We got answers. We can entertain your ideas, and I can steal, and then therefore I can steal your ideas. I guess. I don't know. But it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. Ideas are meant to be tossed around. Who gets to lay claim to the originality of the particular idea? It's a good question. I lay claim. Though it is interesting to hear every once in a while word gets out of sort of a plagiarism of sorts on various levels. Stories, written stories, articles, plagiarism. Happens all the time. Nothing worse if you are a comedian, which I'm not, for the most part. Once in a while, I might be categorized as such. Nothing worse than seeing someone being called out on basically stealing someone else's routine. It's kind of hard to. It's an interesting problem, isn't it? But you know, in art, in terms of visual art, it's not so much the case, or there's less of that issue for some reason in the visual, like say painting or something, or sculpture. If you can paint, if you wanted to do something that looked like Rodin, the thinker, well, I guess if it looked too much like the thinker, like it was identical, then I guess people would probably wonder, well, that's pretty lame. You just copied it. Maybe the thing is you can't really ever copy something. Things don't get really copied because there's always something different in the delivery, the making of. There's usually a telltale sign, and because of that, then it's not a copy. And then, of course, there is copyright issues, I guess. Well, that's ultimately the problem, or becomes the big deal in visual art. And that's always a case-by-case thing based on basically how famous you are, and if lawyers want to get in line and try to take some of your money, if they somehow deem what you have done is a direct copy of some sort, or too much, too close for comfort. But then there's appropriation, and there's a whole discussion about the blatant copying of entities that have already been created. I don't have an answer, but have at it, my friends. Have at it. Everyone's got a point of view, and everyone is very fervent, usually, about those points of views. I'm on the sidelines on that, though I usually tend to side on a more, or at least I think I tend to side on the more liberal side of things. But you know, I guess I could be swayed one way or the other on that. I guess I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to make a decision on that. On whatever that is, I don't even know what that is. What is the decision? Not really worth talking about. Or is it? What do you want to talk about? I'm open to suggestion. I might even start painting again today. Since I've wouldn't mind getting back into the swing of things. Looking for our next big break. That's what we're looking for, the next big break. No one's calling. No one's contacting me about any big break, but we're looking for it. Looking for my next big break. What will I do next? It's a good question. I got a couple ideas up my sleeve, but I haven't really rolled up my sleeves as of yet, and got to get to work. I've not rolled up my sleeves and gotten to work with the ideas that I have up my sleeve. All right, we got to write that one down. Where are we going to write this? Should we tweet that? I'm going to try tweeting that. Where's Twitter? Let's go to Twitter. All right, so how did I say this? Let's see here. I already forgot what I said. Okay, it's come as something to the effect of I have not rolled up my sleeves on, oh man, nothing like caps. Get rid of caps. God, I can't even spell. What's going on with this typewriter? Have not rolled up my sleeves sleeve. I don't even know how to spell sleeve, apparently. I have not rolled up my sleeves yet on what is the I have not up my sleeve. Up my sleeve. See, now that I have to repeat it, it's not, rethink about it, it's not that interesting. Typical problem that we have in life. It's almost like the feeling of if you were high and you have this great idea. It's almost identical. As you look back and you go, oh man, it really wasn't that great of an idea. I have not rolled up my sleeves yet on the ideas I have. Man, what's wrong with this typewriter? It's fucked up. Huh. Let me get out of this page. Let's see what's going on. Weird. Let's try it this way. I have not rolled up my sleeves yet on my ideas that I got up my sleeve. I don't know how to spell sleeve, apparently. Oh, man. All right, fantastic. Let me look it up. I'm going to see if I can spell sleeve correctly. Sleep. Sleep. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, let's read some of your comments here. Don't expect an ice cream cone when there's a hamburger in your face. That's a good one. Yes, Carlos Mencia. That's right, Eric. I was thinking of him, and I guess there's always a handful of other people, but I think he was blatantly like just called out for throw some paint on the canvas. You may have a couple of good ideas up your sleeve. Okay, what is it? But you'll never know unless you roll them up and get to work. That's a good one, Alex. I like how you said that. Sleeve, S-L-E-E-V-E. I was spelling it like Eve, like E-A-V or something. So I misspelled it. Roll up your roll-ups and have a healthy snack. I remember those roll-ups, man. Those were the grape one, and I guess it was or strawberry and grape rolled out in like a little cellophane wrapper in a little roll. Do they still make those things? I remember those roll-ups. Those things were the hottest thing back in the day. I mean, that and Charlie's Angels and AMC Pacers and roll-ups and now-or-laters. And I don't know. I think that was it. That was the 70s for me. 818-528-4516. We are busy hypothesizing our way through endless possibilities. Thanks again for being here. We are happy to have you here, regardless if we make any sense or not. I've had my coffee. I've had plenty of coffee. Ain't nothing gonna hold me back now. Ain't nothing but a do. Na. You know, it'd be fun to just do karaoke in this. I don't think you can though, you know, because of you can't have fun, basically. At least in this format, under the guidelines of this operation through YouTube, we can't really use any kind of copyright material. It's kind of, you know, again, I didn't really think I was going to talk about it again, but this is a perfect example of how society and copyright protection in particular retards, prevents advancement of the creative process, of the creative spirit, and yet it's you know, it's ultimately somewhat it is important at the same time. A little mix and match, I suppose. I don't really have an answer about, well, I'm not against it entirely, but I'm not for it entirely. I guess ultimately the thing is, you want to make sure that someone is not profiting, I guess, on it. I guess that's the problem. It's hard to know how that all unfolds. Bongo, I don't know what's going on with your chat, but everyone else seems to be able to write in the chat room and read it. So I think it's time, Bongo. I hate to tell you this, but you might have to get a new computer. TikTok, Tech Talk time, 21 after the hour. It happens. You know, if your computer is over 2 years old and it starts acting up, probably need a new computer. What is the average life of a computer? Now, I know, like my mom, I think she still has her computer from like 20 years ago. She's still using it. I don't know if it's 20 years old. Maybe it's not. Maybe she got a newer computer than the 20-year-old computer that I think that she still has. But a lot of people do keep their computers probably longer, and one should. But they're not. Sadly, they're not like cars, which in reality can go forever. Cars can go forever. Look at all those old cars out there in Cuba. But a computer, I don't know. I don't think they really can hold up. They just can't handle all the information that is being thrown at you. Bongo says his is over 9 years old. There you go. There you go, Bongo. I think it is. Isn't it time? Isn't it about time you break down and get a new computer? I think it is. I would say so. I would say it would be time to get a new computer. I don't know if that's your problem, though. I don't know if that's your problem. But you might not, you know, it could be one of these things where you're not able to get the latest update on the computer because it is 9 years old, because of the operating system you can't boot up into a new operating system, blah blah blah. And you just got to break down and get a new computer. I'm still working with the iPhone 4. I kind of tempted to get a newer one and all, but I don't, you know, it's still working. The iPhone 4, which you could get on eBay for like $20. I mean, they're throwing those things away. Well, maybe not $20, but probably like $40 or something. And there's probably some eBay seller trying to get $500. Yeah, right. But I was thinking I should get a new iPhone because my iPhone 4 wasn't working very well. And then I just figured out how to get rid of a lot of the stuff that was in there and then updated to the new system that was available that I never did. And it seemed to make a big difference. It might be patchwork. It might be just a patch. Like who actually is still using an iPhone 3? An iPhone 3? Probably nobody, but I bet you could still use it. But you just couldn't use it for much. Am I still using High 8? I don't believe I am. But do I have a High 8? I might still have a High 8 camera. I do, actually. Actually, the one that's on the Fritz here, the Sony that pops up in the background, that is a High 8 camera. And I think based on the other shitty cameras I have available, it's one of the better cameras in terms of visuals. Did you ever wonder about that I always wonder about old technology, and you would think, well, geez, if it's old technology, no one wants it, right? So you should be able to get that technology for a lot cheaper. And in theory, that's probably true. In theory, right? You, in theory, should be able to get, let's say, the latest, greatest camera, video camera or photo camera, whatever you want, that was like worth $5,000-$10,000 like in 1985, right? You should be most likely you could probably get that camera stuff for pennies on the dollar. You know, you probably get it for a couple of $100. And then make videos or photos, I guess. But I was thinking more videos. So let's just stay in video land. You could make, you know, commercials from the 70s and 80s with that technology, but for some reason it doesn't seem to work that way. Maybe you can't get the tape, or that equipment is just hard to get access to because, you know, it's broken down. But you would think that it could work that way. I think on some levels it does. It could. I'm a big could. I'm a big could guy. Yeah, older cameras only shooting 4.3. Who cares? People made top of the line. This is what I'm trying to say. People made top of the line of videos, you know, commercials, whatever they did with video. They did top of the line stuff back in the day using those cameras that were worth, you know, 10 grand and shit. Stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. It's just, I don't even know why I'm talking. I should be painting. But I like talking about nothing. Or whatever's on the top of my mind. Whatever percolates on top of my head to talk about. I guess I do like that. I like the idea of that. It's kind of fun. Fun to talk about whatever is on one's mind. Now, it goes against conventional wisdom that one would do that. So your Leica is only worth $200, but it was $6,000. Huh. But you would think, though, see, back in the day, that camera was producing top of the line images. So why can't that still be true today is my question. And maybe it is. Or it should be, but maybe it isn't. I don't quite understand it. I don't understand how we're I guess it's very complex. Anyway, feel free to call us here, 818-528-4516. I think I inadvertently closed the window to where we are. Let me see. I think we're still live. I just closed the window by accident. Let me go back to. I think we're still here. Let me just go over here. I think we're still here. I believe we are. Okay. Let's go to the control room. Watch on the page. Yeah, we're still here. I lost the comments. Feel free to call us here, 818-528-4516. Maybe you got some questions. Remember the compact video cameras with the carry-along VCR back? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. There's some like great video. I mean, that's the very beginning of video camera work, was you had a separate bag that then went with a wire, a cable to the camera itself. I don't remember them being 60 pounds, but I remember using them. it's always cool to see like old video from that day. You know, some of it might see it on YouTube. Usually it's some artist. Yeah, that's the thing about artists. That's kind of the neat thing about artists is artists tend to be the ones to provide imagery to the masses, or more abundantly, let's put it that way, consistently through time. Artists tend to do that more so than just private individuals filming stuff. Because I guess artists have a need to put the stuff out there. Whereas an individual who is just filming their kids will not. Let's take this call here. Hello, caller. You're on Let's Paint TV. Hi.
Hey, I have a Sony Betacam, and I have all the beta tapes and no way to watch them.
Oh, man. Wow. Well, so you don't wait. So if you have the Betacam, don't you just need a cable to put it? You know, like RCA cables to go into a TV set or something?
I don't have the Betacam anymore.
Oh, I see. So you got the tapes, but you don't have.
I have the old tapes from the '80s, and they're just sitting there. And I wish someone would remake a beta, a beta deck just for us people like us to watch our old tapes.
Well, I mean, let's just say you became, a famous writer, artist, whatever, and so all that stuff is then, there's a way to get to that information, like if you donate all those tapes to like a library or something, like the Springfield Museum of Art or something, then there's ways and means to those machines are around. They have access to them. Yeah, and then you can transfer and stuff. And also, like here in LA, they actually there are professional, places that have all those various tape machines to, I don't know if maybe they don't have 8-track tapes or nothing, but tape machines. But yeah, those are around. And I guess I bet you if you looked around on eBay, you might be able to find one too.
Cool. I find broken ones on there.
Oh.
And the thing about going to a place with your old Betamax tapes is you never know what's on there, so you really don't want to give it to a stranger.
Well, you got a point there. Yeah. Next thing you know, you got the FBI knocking on your door, trying to solve a crime 30 years ago.
Yeah. Anyway, John, you have a great day.
All right.
Thanks for Let's Paint TV.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in.
Bye.
All right. See you. If you'd like to call the program, you can 818-528-4516. I'm threatening to do some painting, and though I have not quite ventured into that department as of yet, but we will be considering that in a second. I believe we will be there in a sec. I've had enough coffee. I've talked for the most part till I'm blue in the face. Kind of getting tired of everyone trying the artsy retro style. Yeah, I guess it's easy to get tired of a lot of stuff, I gotta say. Oh, Rebounds, you got your painting. Fantastic. Wow, I just shipped that like 2 days ago. It's easy to get tired of a lot of things, I gotta say. And I know one thing that I've always never cared for in general is stuff that is it falls in the line of retro. Not so much in the technique in terms of like, well, let's put sepia over everything to make it look like it's a black and white sepia, film from the 1880 or something. Yeah, that's kind of annoying for sure. But also, just anything that is depicting old nostalgia. That's always something that always. I just don't find the value in it, really. I understand why people like it, and I see money signs when it's done correctly. So, ouch! What's going on here? But in terms of advancing the human condition, I don't really find any interest, or I don't find how it does. And but that's another thought process that we could go deeper into, but I don't know if I will at this moment, because I think it's time for dun 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 paint. Dun 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 dun. Let's paint. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Do you ever? How do you sign my painting? My artwork. I sign it 1,000 different ways. Sometimes I don't sign my paintings. I'm like and then I sign it. Yeah, Kilduff with my last name. I'll sign it that way, or I'll sign it Let's Paint, or I'll sign it Mr. Let's Paint. I usually sign it either I don't sign it or I sign it Mr. Let's Paint. Usually I might sign that. Do I sign it like that? I think so. Or like I said, no, I go M Paint. I sign it M Paint. That's right. Because you get lazy. You get so lazy you just don't even sign it. So a lot of times I don't sign them, but I'll definitely sign the back. And then if I do sign the front, it might be M. Paint or my last name Kilduff. I usually paint sign my landscapes as Kilduff. And well, when we did the flower show, I didn't want to, because I made so many of them. I ended up just signing my initials, JK, which more than one person picked up on the idea that stands for just kidding, which I thought was kind of interesting. That my initials, Alex brought that up, and Daniel too. All right, anyway, without further ado, let's get painting here on the program, or at least let's begin the process, and that is just maybe get some gloves on and pretend to make the move. Oh, okay. And so, without further ado, let's just do that. Let's get moving. Ah, jeez. Oh. 818-528-4516. You want to call the program? Otherwise, we will happily get moving on doing some painting. I have a portrait I need to do of John. Maybe I should do that. I got a portrait to do, and also I have 3 paintings for left over from the flower shop. So why don't we get started and then it's the question, well, which one should we do first? We could go by Q. What's in Q? What is been the first? What was the older assignment? And maybe we should do that. Go with that route. And so why don't we just do that? What I need to do is pull up that picture. So let me pull up the picture here. Somewhere. It's over in Facebook land. You're watching Let's Paint TV. Thanks again for being here. 818-528-4516. Somewhere. Where are you? Okay, it's in the message section. That was kind of a whiles back, wasn't it? Let's take a call. Let's take a call here. Hello, caller. You're on Let's Paint TV. Hi.
Hey, John, how's it going? It's Paulette.
Hey, Paulette. Cousin Paulette in the house. What's going on?
I just checking to see if you're on TV today or not.
I'm on every day, as you well know, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon Pacific Standard Time.
Just keep up the good work. I don't have a lot to say. I'm going to go paint again today.
Okay, well, what are you going to paint?
I got to do that commission thing.
Oh, you got the commission. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't usually, it's weird. It's like it puts pressure on me a little bit.
Yeah, a little pressure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yesterday I don't know how much you want to talk or if you're busy or what.
No, I'm always looking for distractions, so you're more than welcome to partake in my festivities of the distraction.
Coolio. So yeah, I got to repaint that today, and see how it goes, if it goes any better.
Oh, you're repainting it.
Yeah, I told you I scraped it off.
Oh, I didn't quite get what you were saying. Yeah, I didn't. I was like, huh, so you painted it and then you're like, I hate it. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, you got the pressure, don't you? Because you got, these people are going to pay you and you're like, oh, man, the heat is on.
Exactly.
The heat is on.
I even took some of the heat
Da
off.
da da.
Yeah. Like, so, it's like, I didn't take the money in advance. I'm just like, buy it if you like it. And so that it's even less pressure. But
Oh, gotcha. Right, but you're still treating it as if they had given you the money and they're looking for really something awesomely great.
Yeah. So I think it's not helping me to think that way, I don't think.
Well, all I can say is that it will be over soon.
Thanks.
Yeah, one way or the other. One way or the other.
Yeah, are you painting?
Gonna get you. One way or another. I'm gonna get you. I was just about to get painting here, but as you can see, time is running out, so I don't know. I might just pretend to make the move about painting, but talk about painting, but actually not paint.
Yeah, that's valid. What have I been doing? I guess yesterday I cut up pages of art forums, and I made a little collage thing.
Nice.
And,
my recommendation on Artform is to actually shred it. Yeah.
What method do you use to shred it?
Just a regular shredder.
Oh, one of the security identity.
Yeah, you want the cross one, so that you can't piece it together, no one could put it back together again. Though actually I'll tell you what, I got a great idea. Another great idea. You take an Artform magazine and you do shred it, but then you painstakingly put it back together again.
Yeah, no, I think I was having a similar idea. Right?
No, that's my idea. I own it.
No, it's my idea.
I voiced it first.
I'll see you in court.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about this earlier today, so.
But so yeah, I did that, and I'm cleaning all my brushes. I got 20 brushes that I just put the brush cleaner on.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing if it'll eat that oil paint off of them.
Man, good luck on that. What I've done, a lot of times I'll just end up throwing them away, which is probably not the best move. But if, I think it was Emily, she told me she uses baby oil.
To clean them?
No, to just soak them.
Oh, you mean after she uses them?
Right, but even if they're old and maybe beat up, just put them in a jar of baby oil. It kind of stinks a little bit, like babies are in the house.
Ooh.
Ew. But it might work. I did go ahead and try it myself. It kind of works, but you know, if also, here's the really hardcore thing to do, and this is I've told this before. You get some vinegar. You get a whole thing of vinegar, and you boil the vinegar, and you put your brushes in the vinegar.
Really?
Yeah, and while it boils, it opens up all the. I've done that. It really works relatively pretty good, and then afterwards, then soap and water and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But it's messy, and it kind of talk about baby smell. You got then combine that with vinegar smell. Cooked, heated up vinegar.
Kitchen disaster. Yeah, so I did that. And,
Get Gordon Ramsay in there.
Yeah. And then dry ice and Roxy. So
Yes.
supposing I make it in June.
Okay, maybe we could do a performance for Dry Ice and Roxy.
Yeah.
What was our name? Dry
and
Ice, Rock Candy, and wait, what was our name?
Rock Candy and Dry Ice and Rock Candy.
Dry Ice and Rock Candy, or Rock Candy Dry Ice. Wait.
Yeah.
How did it go down? I forget. Was it which was first? The chicken or the egg?
I thought it was Dry Ice and Roxy.
Well, that's our names.
Right, but then what do you mean? How did it go down?
Just the name of our band. What's the name of our band? I forget.
Oh, Dry Ice and Rock Candy. I thought.
Okay,
Yeah,
I guess so.
Or those are our names, and then we
No.
have another name on top of that.
No. Yeah, I don't know which one came first. Is it Dry Ice, Rock Candy? I think so.
Yeah, it's not Roxy and Dry Ice. It's Dry Ice and Roxy.
Right. I'm Dryce and you're Roxy.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm going to lunch with my friend Amy.
Oh, I for a second there, I thought you heard you say you're going to London.
No, I'm going to lunch.
Oh, you're just going to lunch.
I got a couple paintings that I made that I'm trying to sell. I made one that I liked the other day.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. It was 16 by 20, so it was a little bigger.
Gotcha.
And other than that, painting. Had my birthday party. You guys didn't make it just because you live in Los Angeles, I guess.
Yeah, that probably had something to do with it.
No,
I mean,
had-
that's an excuse. I know.
Yeah.
It's a good
And
excuse.
then, yeah, I missed the. I had an invitation to go to an art opening, but I missed it because I live 300 miles away.
Gotcha.
That's no fun. And then there's one other thing. Oh yeah. Sorry to congratulate you more than enough, but yeah, again, nice. It just seemed like those people were so happy with those.
Oh yeah, the flower paintings. Yeah,
Yeah.
at least most of them. I mean, I might have disappointed one or two, but that's bound to happen.
No.
But I think a lot of people were quite happy about that. I could see it. I could have sworn I saw one lady. She looked like she was crying.
No, I just feel like and you're only charging like $30 for those, right?
It was 35 for the small ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
Well, that's just it. I think they were crying like, "Oh my God, I just made $1 billion because I'm going to sell this on eBay."
Yeah, whatever.
After Mr. Let's Paint dies.
Yeah. And then there was the Pablo Picasso $174 million painting.
Yeah, that's I guess that went down the other day.
And we all know how to. I think everyone feels the same way about that.
And what is that?
Like whatever.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not even. I don't really have a response. I'm not going to write a long-winded article on Facebook about it.
Yeah.
That's not my beef. I kind of could care less.
And the other one is Judy Chicago.
Yes.
You like? I got a book about her. It's like her second autobiography. And so I'm based in. I started reviewing some shows and stuff, and then I just review them around the feminist viewpoint, like whether the artist is a man or a woman. And if they're a woman, their art is already good, and if it's a man, then you just figure that they're challenged.
Gotcha.
So out of the starting gate.
Like we're follically challenged or something.
Yeah, exactly. So I just want to create new stereotypes.
I think in a weird way, that is probably the more interesting thing that you've put forth here today in our talk.
Well, I try, even though it's...
Well, no, it just proves that a lot of ideas we have, but not all of them hit a nail. They don't always develop into a pop rocks in your mouth. They don't always bubble.
Exactly.
Pop.
Let me think.
That has wings. That has wings.
Yeah, well, thanks.
I don't even know what you were talking about. It just sounded interesting.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, I like things that don't even make sense, but look like there's something to it. As opposed to the straight ahead, obvious things that we all feel that we should gravitate to.
Amen.
By the way, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but it's fun to
I guess what I'm trying to do is make the art world even weirder.
Yeah, continue on with that. I think that's a nice vein of thought, because it sure needs it. It sure needs it. It sure welcomes it.
Yeah, it just feels like it's insane as it is.
Well, it's always welcoming. It's always welcoming. That's as much as I complain or piss and moan about it or whatever I'm talking about. There's always people going, yeah, great. So doesn't it kind of, you're not going to alienate anyone in the art world. Well, you may, but there's always somebody else out there that goes, yeah, go for it.
Oh,
so,
and then one more thing.
So it's good. I like that.
And then,
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I mean, the art world welcomes you. So you might as well mix it up. You might as well screw it up a little bit.
Or at least try.
Well, yeah, or make that your art or interest. Make that as opposed to just be trying to conform. But see, for some people, conforming is a pleasant aspect to their self and their self-worth. To fit in. But as an artist or in the art world, quote, whatever that is, to not fit in is to fit in.
Yeah, and it's funny too that I'm even. It seems like even if you offer something up, like anytime you present something that's our art.
Yeah.
If you present it to somebody, you're kind of joining in a conversation, is the way I see it. And anytime you're talking with somebody, it's like you're part of a little talking dialogue. And, I mean, maybe that doesn't make you a little group or anything, but it means you're somehow connected through talk, through dialogue. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, total sense.
And then another thing, Chris Burden, did you ever meet him?
No, I never met him.
Did you like his stuff at all? Or?
Obviously, quite, some of it.
Yeah.
I think like a lot of stuff out there, it's easy to kind of find things to not like about one's output of whoever they are. But yeah. But it's interesting that you find things a lot of times, like I found some videos of his just after he passed away that I hadn't seen before, and I'm like, oh, those are great. That I didn't know that he did. So I posted that link on Facebook. There's some good video on there of him.
Where?
He made commercials. He made these little 10-second commercials in the 70s and put them on air here in Los Angeles.
I watched a couple.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know how he got the money to do that. I mean, but he did, and it was kind of interesting.
I gotta be there over at 12. It's just down the street, but I gotta go.
All right, Paulette, thanks for calling and hanging out with us here today at Let's Paint TV.
Rock on, John.
All right, there's Paulette, also known as Roxy.
Roxy. Bye-bye.
Okay. So yeah, Paulette and I have a new band called Dry Ice Rock Candy. Today we were going to do a lot of stuff, and we ended up just talking, which is fine with me, because I'm happy to avoid the inevitable, which is just hunkering down and painting. Which once you start, sometimes you can't stop, which is fine. I like that. I like that. But we tried. We tried, and there you have it. To try, even if we didn't get too far down the road, was sometimes a pleasant surprise. It was pleasantly fine interlude of time. Time does not need to be measured by what was done, but it could be measured in a more in a different way, whatever way that is. I have no idea what that is, but we definitely touched on those virtues, those possibilities here at Let's Paint TV. With that in mind, my friends, we are coming down to the conclusion of this exciting program here, which is seen each and every day, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. Have no fear. We will, or have no concern. Don't worry about me. I will get to painting here, and we will get to painting here soon. But it didn't look like it happened today. But we're getting close. We're inching our way back to you, babe. And we do like to paint, and though we do get confused by it all, we don't necessarily always inspired by the process of it, as one shouldn't, as one should question what the hell they're doing, and we do that quite a bit here at Let's Paint TV. What the hell am I doing now? And as I stand here before you, I will now pass the torch back to whatever the hell you're going to do next, whatever that is. Commitment to something, people. Commitment to something. Commitment to failure, as I like to say. Until tomorrow, I bid you a very creative 23 hours until we see you again. Guys, don't forget you can support this program by going to patreon.com/letspainttv. For as little as $1 a month, you can support us. There's the link right there. Also, go to letspainttv.com. We have paintings and t-shirts and whatnot all there in the shop link, Let's Paint TV .com/shop. We'll see you tomorrow. And everyone who supports the program, we put you in the credits here. Bye-bye, everybody. One more time.